Good afternoon. Uh, Today we are going to speak about the one type of writing. Uh, this writing is called the we call it the let's write let's just to see it. Yes, we call it the non-fiction narrative. What is the non-fiction narrative? A narrative means telling a story. How can telling a story be non-fiction? It means that you are telling a story, a real story with real character about a real experience that you have been went through. And we said that we are going to write or get our writing in 4 steps. The first step, which is planning. What in planning? You are going to choose one experience that you have been went through, and this experience that have affected your life, and make a remarkable point in it. For example, suppose that if I speak about my own experience, I used to live in 6 October, and I lived there for almost 7 years. And there I worked in one school, and of course I had my own friends, my own colleagues and community. I had my own friend there, my neighbors, and once we decided to leave 6 October and move to Shuruk City. For a reason, because there in 6 October the house was rented, and the house that we have bought was in Shuruk City, and we were waiting for the house to finish the house by preparing it for living, I mean. Anyway, if I plan to make tell this story or this event or this experience, I will write here that my experience is that I was working in I used to live in 6 October City, and I was working there, and suddenly we decided to take a decision to leave 6 October and to go to live in Shuruk City. This is the general point, or this is the general topic. Within this topic, of course, there will be a conflict or a problem. What's my conflict or problem? My conflict was that I had to leave all this community, all the relation between me and my neighbors, my friends, my colleagues, and to start again another new relation, another new connection. So I will divide it into events in order to separate them from each other as if they were phases. And in the first event, I will speak about my life in 6 October. How was it? But as long as I'm making a plan, so we will not write details. I will write that in the first event, I used to live in 6 October. I lived there for 7 years, and I worked there where I had a stable life. In the second event, I will speak about the second step, that a sudden decision to leave 6 October to Shuruk City. The third event, moving to Shuruk City and finding a new job, and trying to adapt to the new life. In the fourth event, finding the job and trying to build a new relation, new connection with new people, and adapting with them, and the conflict or the struggle that was inside me of that I couldn't forget the people who lived there in 6 October, and how much I longed to go back to them again and to stay there again. I can add one more event, that after spending a year in Shuruk City, I could manage to adapt with this life, to accept it, to get know to nice people who were my neighbors, to get know to the new people in my or new colleagues in my new school, and all of them how were they supporting me a lot. Okay, so this is the end of me, that my conflict has been solved by feeling comfortable now. So here, this is the plan. I don't want any detailed in this. The first step, this is the first step. The second step, yes. So let's write here. This is the first step. Here. Step 1. Now, let's go to the second step. Step 2. And the step 2 is gathering the details. This one. Gather the details. What kind of details? What kind of details? Gather the details about the people. Yes, here. Gathering details about people and places. So, of course, during your life or this experience, you have met people in each phase of this experience, and the people of the first phase maybe will be the same people like in the second. Maybe they have changed. So this means that some people stayed with you till the end of your experience. Some people you have met only in the beginning of your experience and they then disappeared. Some people continued with you till the end. Some people, yes, were with you at the beginning and then they disappeared, and then they appeared again by the end of your experience. So those people that you have to focus on are only the main characters that you have dealt with, a direct connection between you and them. No need to mention the minor character. What you need to do, you have to describe those people. Describe their, you have to describe their personality, their characters, their mood, their the relation. So we can write this here at the notes here. So the first thing you will describe, you will write under the first plan, you will write people, and in people you are going to describe the character, their mood, their attitude, their personality. And of course, when you describe those things, everything will be reflected on your writing when you start to make a dialogue. So the description of their character or their mood should be reflected in their behavior, their reaction, their speech. So you will mention the name of the person, and you will say few words describing his character. For example, one of the person who was with me in the first event when I was in 6 October, she was someone called Mrs. Marwa or Mr. Mahmoud. Let me describe Mrs. Marwa. She was a so kind person, supportive, open-minded. She knows well how to listen to her staff. She was doing or exerted all the effort to support her staff and to solve all their problems, because she believed that if they feel comfortable, so they will give a lot to you. But her problem that she can trust people quickly, and she suspects them at the beginning before trusting them. So this here I described her. If I talked about the second person, like Mr. Mahmoud, if I said that he, like for example, Mr. Mahmoud, if I said that he was a very wise character, very quiet, he didn't speak a lot, only few words you can get out of him. But although he was not speaking a lot, but he can read the person from the first sight. He was like my backbone. He supported me all the time, without telling me. And he was the only person that I can take his advice when I feel that I was in trouble. So if I want to give him a dialogue, so this means that I will put for him few words, because I said that he didn't talk a lot, and that his way of talking, when I want to describe it, that he was speaking slowly, he was wise, and at the same time he was old. Of course, you will not only mention the people or the people who were good for you, but you have to mention also people who played a bad part in your event, or people who accused for you some trouble or conflict. And of course that happened all the time. After mentioning those people one after one till you finish all the people that you have met during this experience in all the events, you will go to the place. You go to describe the place. The places. And in places you'll mention the first place that you went to. For me it was, for example, 6 October. How was this place? Was it comfortable for me or not? How was the weather there? Was it full of entertainment or not? Was it crowd or not? Congested with people, congested with traffic? Was it so close to anyone to come to visit me? And actually no, it was so far away. And then the next place for me, it was moving to Shroq City. Those are the main two places that I have been to. It's also still far away, but it's not congested with people, no traffic. It doesn't have a lot of means of entertainment. My family, most of them live near me here. So you have to mention the specifics of the places that you have been through. Maybe you have been through many than one place, so it's up to you. So I only need just plans to describe the people and the places that you have been through in this way. What are the things that you are going to use? You have to use descriptive words that describe the places or the people. Why? To show how different people look and speak. As I told you, describing their personalities, their attitude, their mood will show to you later how do they speak, how do they look like. Use precise language, and this is very important. Use precise language in describing the people, and later on when we will start writing, we will start to describe these things using sensory details. The sensory details, it means that make your reader see, smell, taste, touch, and hear all the things that you are writing about. So we call this is words that appeal to the senses. But this will be applied when we start writing. So kindly do the first and the second step in your writing copybook, and the next step we are going to draw like the general plan of your story, the beginning, the climax, and the end of the story in like in a graphic. And the fourth week, inshallah, we are going to write the first draft. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you for listening, and wait for me in the next session. Bye bye.